We're already at Queendom Puzzle episode 5, and time is really flying by us. For those who need a refresher on last episode, after Nude Team won the remix mission, they did a live puzzle to split into 2 teams of 13. Within each team, they split down into 3 1v1 battles of vocal and rap, and 2 1v1 dance battles with original songs. Before we get into the happenings of the episode, I just want to put out a quick statement or message, whatever you want to call it. So just so you guys know, I do not look up any outside information about the goings on in this show. I watch the show and that's it, so anything revealed outside of the show is a complete mystery to me. I appreciate anyone and everyone who can clarify something that bothered me in the episode. All I ask is that we keep in mind I'm not that invested in the show. I learned from my mistakes with Girls Planet. I'm just here to watch talented women be talented and have fun while putting on a great show. So once again, the episode starts with a recap of the last episode, and one thing that bothered me about this episode was how much time they filled by showing us things that were already shown last episode, like all the song selections. They could have done that in the beginning of the episode as part of the recap, but I guess the behind the scenes just wasn't deemed interesting enough. We're slowly starting to catch up with the airing date, guessing so they can have a live finale, because they show that the Queendom Puzzle team split was prior to the press conference, but they decided the running order during it by playing rock, paper, scissors. Queendom team won and chose to go second for every round. However, I think that's a disadvantage in this show. I feel like what the Nude team proved was that if you go first, you become the baseline for comparison. So as long as your performance is good enough, you can win despite there being better performances. And I'm saying that objectively, Nude was great, only one was better. But I'm not angry they won or anything, just commenting into the void. The first round was Puzzle Team's Rush Hour versus Queendom Team's Weekend. Rush Hour goes first, consisting of Nana, Yeon, Yuki, Yeoreum, Sooyoon, and Soa. The performance was nice enough, I'm just not a huge fan of the song itself. They had good chemistry and similar thoughts on the staging, but they did kinda miss the whole point, which was vocal and rap. Very glad the producers called them out on this. Nana looked good in the intro, but I wish it had been more relevant to the stage at large, if you get what I mean, but this specific part of the stage felt so unconnected to the rest to me. Yeoreum starting in the middle of the crowd does match the Rush Hour theme, so that was cool to me, but I feel like we could have done more with it. The part where they lost me was showing Yeon and Yuki physically driving up to the stage. It was supposed to be this huge moment and it just underwhelmed me. I think it would have been way cooler to do the phone call than open the stage door thing to reveal Yeon and Yuki leaning against a convertible, so it would be more of a wow moment to the audience. Then they walk/jump/whatever onto the stage while rapping. Speaking of which, Yuki and Nana really impressed me with this stage. I think Nana is my MVP for this stage, and Yuki is a very close second. Out of all the members, they just felt the most natural in a song like this. I do wonder why Yeoreum didn't go for a more vocal song like Wannabe. For Weekend, there was a lot of focus on Soojin being kicked from Puzzle and how none of the members really wanted the song, so I thought they were going to win based on that. Usually the editing can be a big hint on the narrative you're being sold, and I thought this was an underdog narrative. Other members of the team included Yeoni, Jui, and Soyeon. Jui was the only member who wanted to do Weekend. They do a black and white silent film intro for like 2 seconds before the color comes in. Being completely honest, I thought they were going to wait until at least the chorus to bring it in, if not the final chorus. They also didn't rearrange the song a lot, but I think it would have been way better to lean away from the city pop, which isn't an extremely vocally demanding genre, and into jazz pop instead. It would have fit the theme and the challenge. I really enjoyed Jui's voice in the stage, but I wish her stage presence had been better. Yeoni was the standout in my opinion. Her stage presence was really the one to beat, even if this wasn't exactly her vocal strength. Overall, I don't have much to say about this stage. It wasn't something I would classify as vocally impressive, but it was nice. I do get why they lost this round though, there just wasn't anything particularly notable or memorable. Like I mentioned, Puzzle Team's Rush Hour won the round, so we move on to round 2. This time, Puzzle Team consists of K and Bora singing If We Ever Meet Again. The preview focuses a lot on how similar K and Bora are as performers. They have very similar thoughts on the staging and part distribution. Really, you can tell that they understand how to best utilize their voices. And because I know they're great vocalists, and I know they really understand their voices, I knew the first time they sang together they would harmonize without thinking, which they did. The performance itself doesn't have a lot going on, which I appreciated, letting their voices do the talking, so to speak. I do love how K's performances consistently have a background narrative going on in the LED screens. I think I'm just gonna have to start expecting K's performances to be my favorite of every round, because I really wasn't that impressed until the bridge. That's where the performance really hits you in the emotions. The flowers blooming on their dresses was such a spectacular move, I could almost ignore the strain in Bora's voice despite the Mnet instant replay. My jaw dropped in real life, but when K reached out her hand to hold Bora's at the end, I'm tearing up now thinking about it, but an actual tear or two rolled down my cheek from that as I processed the entire last minute of the performance. I think it was a mix of the emotions from the song and just the relief that we finally got to see the vocal powerhouses of the show prove that they're even better together. Then we get into the Queendom team, this time being Dohwa, Judy, Phi, and Jiu performing Hopeless Romantic. Their intro really convinced me that we need Dohwa to debut because her late 2nd gen, early 3rd gen comedic sense is so sorely missed. We didn't get much background on the preparations, just Phi with her pronunciation and Jiu with her insecurities caused by inexperience. I'm going to be honest, they were going to lose no matter what. They could have the most stunning performance, but at the end of the day, Kei and Bora are far more capable as vocalists than any of them, and I think we can all agree on that. I do think their performance was really good, and this kind of highlights again to me the advantage of going first. This could have been the more emotionally impactful performance had they gone first. But while I shed actual real-life tears over Bora and Kei, this one left me just generally impressed by Judy's emoting capabilities, very satisfied with Judy and Jiwoo's harmonies, impressed by Dohwa in the lighter notes, and very impressed by Jiwoo's power in the strong notes. And confirmed yet again that Phi is lead vocalist material, but I don't know who else in this lineup could have attempted the main vocal position. I do appreciate how much ambition Dohwa has, and I really need the show to have 2 final groups, even if only for 1 release. So Puzzle Team win again, which brings us to the final performances of the episode. Puzzle Team consists of Jihan, Rina, Sanga, Uyeon, and Jiyeon. They perform Itzy's Wannabe and rearrange it into a rock cover. Nothing spectacular in my opinion, it's pretty easy to reimagine a lot of girl/teen crush songs into rock versions. They were originally going to keep the dance break part and then they didn't, which I am so incredibly thankful for. These producers have now saved 2 performances from the dance/staging obsession, and I am so thankful for them. Jihan opens the stage by playing the electric guitar, and knowing that she had very little experience playing it, I still can't help but wish she had been more confident doing it. She seemed a little timid, which made the guitar breaking a little less impactful, that and Mnet already spoiling it. Overall, the song left a good impression. I think Sanga was really my favorite part of it. I'm starting to believe this shade of red is her natural hair color because she just looks so good in it. She also brings a lot of charisma to the stage. Uyeon, I both like and dislike in this stage. I like how much more confident she's become throughout the show, I just don't think this is the song for her. Her voice just doesn't have any grit to it. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's just too smooth for something like rock. She would do amazing at R&B, I think, but not rock, not this type at least. I was very satisfied that Rina managed to sing live throughout and only faltering a little bit at the end. However, my biggest criticism is that I keep forgetting Jiwon is in this team and Sanga's rap. Specifically the last line, "Whenever do you wanna be me?" I would have changed that to "I know you really wanna be me." Way more confident, much more suited to the song and stage. And the final performance of the night is Queendom teams Miru, Soin, Ellie, Chaden, and Huiso with Time of Our Life. I don't actually remember anything from their intro except half the team wanted this song and they had like a draw to decide who got it. The intro for this team was very cool with the Polaroid and movie theme. I've never seen the movie though, so I have no idea how true this stage was to it. However, both teams had like a school uniform thing going on. The song really felt like an ending stage. Like it sounded like something that would play at the end of a Disney Channel movie, but in a great nostalgic way. I do think this is the most vocally balanced team outside of Kei and Bora. I have to admit, this is the team that feels the most bestie coded. Like for a second there, I truly believed Ellie and I were friends in a past life. Speaking of, she really impressed me in this stage, and I cannot believe Korea and Fantagio have been letting her go to waste like this. Oh my god. All the members suited the song very well, but I have to admit having Huiso is like a cheat key in this situation. I genuinely believe she is Dreamcatcher Shion's long-lost sister. In summation, Rush Hour deserved the win. Weekend just wasn't a good talent showcase, while Rush Hour was, despite the fact that I prefer Weekend the song by miles. We all know there's no real winner except Bora and K for round 2. This wasn't a fair fight, but Hopeless Romantic did put up a good one. Round 3 is Time of Her Life, despite Wannabe also being a strong team because the vocal synergy was better. The show ends, as always, with a preview showing that both round 3 teams initially put themselves into lose. We'll find out the results next episode. But the stranger part is the disqualification livestream they announced. None of us can really determine what that means, but we think it's not eliminations. It might be eliminations. Either way, next episode we'll see the final 4 stages of this mission and be one step closer to the final lineup.